Hello and welcome to the Something Gaming Podcast. We haven't done this in a little while, but bleh, tripping over my words as usual. But anyway, it's me and Neil today. Say something, Neil.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hello. I
Yeah,
have a bit of a sinus infection, so I may sound a little bit different today, but today we'll be exploring a topic for the 15th episode of the podcast called Metal Gear Solid.
my time has come.
Yes. Uh, we kept you waiting on this one, huh?
Well, me specifically, but
Yep. I did say we wanted to. Well, I played all the, I played the Metal Gears that matter, I guess. I don't know if that's a good way to put it, but
well, let me to ask you if that works. Like, did you play four yet?
no, I did not play 4, so.
Well, I guess you haven't played all the ones that matter then
But
yet.
I have watched the entire thing several times, so.
Yeah, okay, close enough.
I feel like that kind of counts, but.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I
half
thought
that
it'd
game is
be.
cutscene anyway, so
Yeah, that exactly right. But I
yeah.
mean, I watched it like so long ago when I was like 13 years old, and then I watched again recently because I was like, oh, I haven't watched this in a while. Then I played all the games again, and then I watched parts of it on YouTube again. And then like they do the long plays, I guess, of like games, and then like there's no commentary over it. That's what I watched.
Yeah, okay.
And
If anything, you just need to play like the last sections of the game because those are the most fun.
yeah, I like watching Snake beat the shit out of Ocelot. It's really funny.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Like just two old men going at it.
Exactly, and with the good music in the background too.
Yeah, and then Metal Gear Ray versus Rex. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like one of
that's
my
one of the more
Japanese
fun.
animes.
Well, yeah, at the end of the day, Metal Gear Solid is a video game in anime form.
Very true. It's such a like Metal Gear Solid is like such a weird like strike of lightning, you know? Like and I feel like over time they like kind of try to like after 3 they kind of started to try like get that lightning again, but like maybe it just never really kind of happened cuz Kojima got exhausted and he didn't
This,
really want to work on it anymore and
this is
all kinds of stuff we could talk about with that, I'm sure.
yeah, this series has been going on for more than 25 years now, and if anything, the fact that Kojima has something new is amazing to me.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's moved on. It was a rough way to exit, but he's back making Death Stranding, and I hope that
Whatever the
turns out
hell
to be a
that's
good
supposed
game.
to be.
Yeah, I didn't watch that the newest trailer for that actually. I kind of decided I'm just not gonna watch any of the trailers, and I'm just gonna play the game when it comes out. What a novel idea, am I right?
No.
Are, are,
Look, you're gonna be even more confused when you play it without even a little bit of exposure. Hell, I'm confused, and all I've been exposed to are the trailers.
I feel like the confusion will just set in by the end of the game, and I'll just be like, "Oh, that was a game that I played, I guess, or was it a game? Maybe it was just an experience. Maybe I'm dead
Eh,
inside."
it's probably somewhere in the middle.
Anyway, I guess I did write down like a few things we could kind of talk about. I guess a nice little like starting point because we could literally go anywhere with this. Oh, we do have some questions by viewers, but we'll get to that in a bit. But a few questions that I think are good to start with is well, first, how did you even like hear about Metal Gear? How did you even like get into it? Like, when was like the origin point for you?
I heard about Metal Gear from one of my friends, actually. He brought up that Metal Gear Solid 3 was a really good game.
How old were you at the time?
Pretty young, to be honest, since that's a 2004 game. Uh, yeah, about 11 then.
Damn.
So yeah, I was exposed to it rather early on.
Yeah, I was exposed to it. Well, the way I was exposed to it was that oh, excuse me. If I make weird noises from my mouth, it's because of my whole situation going on with my body. Anyway, the way I got exposed to like what Metal Gear even was Ego Raptor. Actually, he was making the Awesome series. I remember
Mm.
his like animated cartoons, and he made Awesome Gear Solid. Is that the name of it?
Yeah, it's
Metal Gear
Metal Gear
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. Metal Gear Awesome.
I switched it around. Whoops. And it was pretty cool. Like I was just like, this is like the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life, and I decided to like kind of watch all of Metal Gear at that time. I was like, oh well, I don't have a PlayStation 1 or 2. Well, I had a 2, but like I think I was like 13 or 14, but like I wasn't like interested in buying the games, so like I just kind of like watched them. I don't think I was like old enough to buy them. And yeah, I just kind of watched them all on like YouTube because like they had like long plays, I guess. Was I really like 13? I don't know. I think maybe I was like older, like 16. But back when like YouTube was like first starting out, I guess. Or not first starting out. It had like development to it, but like the Let's Play stuff was kind of like not there yet, but there were like playthroughs of like whole games on there.
Yeah, it was more about like random videos and animation at the time.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't even remember what year that was, but like I watched like the whole thing of I watched like the major parts actually of Metal Gear Solid 1, and then I think I completely skipped over 2, and then I watched a lot of 3 and a lot of 4 because I really liked 3 a lot because I think that was the time when 3 came out and it was like the newest one. And then I watched a lot of 4 and I was like, whoa, this is like the coolest game ever. And I didn't realize at the time that like both the Snake in 3 and the Snake in 4 were like not the same person. So I was like, whoa, he got like old super fast. What the heck? So I don't know. It was a surreal moment for me. I was just like, wow, Metal Gear is crazy. I think I watched a lot of 4 because like 4 was the newest one, like when I was at that age when it came out. And so I was just like, whoa, this is like the coolest game ever. But I didn't know anything about like the lore, the story, or like the guy who made it. And yeah, that's pretty much my origin point. Thanks, Ego Raptor, wherever you are.
He might be in Japan as the time of recording, but
Oh, is he?
I don't.
That's pretty cool.
He might be. I don't know.
That's awesome. He goes to Japan a lot, huh?
He does, and I envy that
Yeah.
a lot.
How dare he go enjoy his life like the successful bastard that he is? Fuck you, Ego Raptor. You're a jackass. How dare you live your dreams?
What does that have anything to do with this? I'm just jealous that he gets to go to Japan all the
That's why
time.
I'm jealous too. I'm taking it out on him in a very aggressive way. That's not very nice.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry, Ego Raptor. Please forgive me, Senpai.
Will he even watch this?
Ego Raptor, if you're watching this, cry. I'm just kidding.
What?
Cry immediately. I don't know. I'm when I get sick, I get like really delusional. So sorry. This could be a mess
Ooh,
of a
this
podcast.
is gonna, no, this is gonna be fun.
So the snake in Metal Gear Solid 1 was the same as the blonde-haired guy in Metal Gear Solid 2. We're gonna get really.
Is that a question by any chance?
I don't know. Think so. Do people really think that or?
I don't know. What are the questions?
Oh, never mind. Anyway, I guess the second question I have was, what was the first Metal Gear Solid game that you actually played?
Oh, three.
Oh, 3. Okay, so like you
Yeah,
heard
three
about
was
it.
the. Yeah, I heard about it from a friend. Talked about three, about how it was a really cool game, and thought, all right, I'll give it a shot. And boy, did that change my life because it really turned me on to like story-driven games.
Was it
'Cause,
like super difficult for you as a kid, or?
no, it's more like I wasn't sure what to do half the time
Oh, how interesting.
because like story-driven games weren't really my forte when I was growing up playing games. Like most of the games I were playing were like, oh, first-person shooters, interestingly enough, like Halo. That was the big one, and that was the benchmark to which I put up other video games at the time. So once I played Metal Gear, that really changed everything because it really turned me on to primarily single player story based games, specifically the Metal Gear variety.
So wow, they must have had like a really crazy influence on the games you play today, huh?
Oh yeah,
That's
there's a
pretty
reason
impressive.
why I normally play video games that are solo driven. It's
Yeah.
because of that game. It's because I've never seen a story that fascinated me this much. I've never been introduced to this many characters that I really grew to like.
Well, for me, like, it's so weird because like the first time I ever played a Metal Gear game, Solid game, was this year actually. I mean, like, I've known about the
You
series for so long, and I kind of know how like I think I like realized how crazy it was, but then I never actually like played any of the games, and like I think like a lot of the stuff that Super Bunny Hop and Matthew Matosis, like they're like kind of critical kind of view, or Matthew Matosis does like commentary videos, and then Bunny Hop did a com or critical. Oh, I can't speak today. Critical Close Up is a series of like where they kind of just like break everything down about the game and like talk about it and all that about these games. And I was just like, man, I really want to play these games because they seem like there's a lot to them than just like, oh, it's a stealth game. And so yeah, I ordered Metal Gear Solid One on Amazon for like $6 on Amazon, and I got it and I played the shit out of it. I loved it. It was like one of the best games I played like this year actually. A game from
You,
1990 what 9 I don't know.
yeah, I think that's when it was. You
Yeah.
binge really played through the entire series, actually,
Yeah, I did. I
except for
binged.
4.
Yeah, I binge played 1, 2, 3, and 5. I didn't play Peace Walker and I didn't play 4.
My mistake. It was 98.
Oh, okay. Have you
Yeah,
played all the Metal Gear Solid games? That's a good question. Next
yeah,
question.
I have. I've played all the main ones.
Oh, but you haven't played like the MSX ones or anything?
No, not those, not those.
Isn't
Like
there?
not even the original Metal Gear, like just Metal Gear or Metal Gear 2. Like I haven't played those. I've just played the Solid series.
I gotcha. Have you ever played well, actually, on Metal Gear Solid 3, isn't there like a. Oh, on the Subsistence one, there's like a. It comes with them or something?
Subsistence has a lot of bonus features. I don't remember if it comes with the original games.
Hmm. That might be something to look into. Would you ever consider playing them?
Yeah, I'm open to it. It's just that I have other games I'm trying to play through right now.
True, true.
Coincidentally, one of them is Metal Gear Solid 5 again.
Oh, dang. Well, can we get into that? Because I actually do want to play the game again. What happened to me recently was um, this is a good, I guess the next point we can talk about is the newest Metal Gear. So the thing that happened with me was my PlayStation 4 like it needed to like update or something. I guess like something got a little corrupted on the way, and I lost all my save data on the storage. So I lost all the progress I. Well, I mean, I beat all the games I played so far up till then, and but I lost like 80 hours of 5, and then I lost like 160 hours of Persona 5, and just a lot of hours of gaming on save
Yeah.
data I just missed out on. So I would like to go back and kind of play like just like kind of like 100% it, quote unquote. I don't know if like I have the dedication to like really go 100% it, but um,
I sure don't.
yeah, I would
Like
like to
I,
play through the game again though.
yeah, for me, completion is up to a point where I feel like, yeah, I'm good. That's completion for me. Like I don't need to 100% a game.
Did you how much of the other games did you complete? I mean, it's kind of like hard to like factor that because they're like not really like.
Yeah,
Did
none
you
of
ever
them
go back and
actually track how much of the game you completed.
did you ever go back and like replay them? I guess is a good question.
I definitely went back to replay 4 just so I can figure out what the hell was going on. As for the other ones, I definitely went back into 3 because 3 is still my favorite of them all. Haven't gone back into 1 or 2 to be honest.
I definitely want to replay 2 and 3. I actually think like um, 2 is my favorite Metal Gear. As weird as that sounds.
No, that's
Um,
fine. A lot of people actually really like that one.
yeah,
They might not have liked it at first because of the whole twist and everything,
I like
but
the. Sorry, go ahead, Neil. I keep
but
interrupting you.
it's grown to into a a very meta game, and it's in retrospect it's grown very well. It's aged very well.
Yeah, I like the first Metal Gear and I like the second Metal Gear. Or sorry, I like Solid One and Solid Two are really good games. Which is weird because I like 3 a lot, but like 1 and 2 were like way more memorable. I think it's because I had a lot of pre-exposure to 3 that I kind of knew what to expect. But like 1 and 2, I was a little bit blurrier with them, so like it was just a much more impactful thing.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Like you didn't really know. You kind of just went in a little blind with those 2 games, but with 3, since you've heard so much, you've had a lot of prior expectations.
Like I knew everything that was gonna happen in 3, like because I like watched a whole playthrough of it already. So not to say that it wasn't a bad game and like the story didn't affect me at all. Like I thought it was like a pretty like tragic story, but like, and it just like I don't know, like you really feel for Big Boss there, but he goes on to do some pretty shitty things later on, you know. So it's a complicated game series, you know, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, like, at least they were like trying to make it like, or maybe that wasn't even the intention. Like maybe they like just felt like they need. What do you think the mentality was like after three? Like they were just like, because they made four, but then like after four they were like, I guess we got to keep making these games, right? So they just went back to like after three. So it's just kind of like, I
I
wonder
think
what their thought process was.
I think it's a combination of Big Boss's story hasn't really been fleshed out yet, and also that Metal Gear is reasonably popular enough that Konami would ask for another one, or Kojima would want to make another one of these.
Hmm. Do you ever feel like that was kind of his downfall though? Because like, or not quote unquote downfall, because like five is kind of incomplete, given that like there's only two chapters. One of them is like the main game, and then the second game is like all the like weird meta stuff afterward. And then like it just never really ends because like it kind of ends on a weird cliffhanger that we never really get to see.
I think having played through it again, I actually think that was intentional, for better or for worse. There's definitely problems with that, specifically with the wait. This is a spoiler cast, right?
Yeah, we can. If I should have said this in the beginning, but if you want to, we didn't really spoil anything. But like, from this point on, if you don't want spoilers for five, then just cry yourself to sleep or something. I don't know. Anyway, Neil, you can spoil five. It's fine.
The one part about five to me that is blatantly incomplete is the Eli subplot.
Yeah, that's
Because
exactly what I was thinking.
that's the only part of the game that is blatantly not finished.
Well, actually, I
You
kind of
know,
felt
because there was
like, um, sorry to interrupt again. I kind of felt like a lot of like, you know, like when you build up Mother Base, like I felt like a
yeah.
lot of it was really empty. Like it felt like there should have been like a lot more stuff going on at Mother Base, like because you have the whole like kind of subplot of like, what's her face, Paz like in the hospital and like you bring her the pictures and stuff. Like I wish I finished that before my data got deleted. I'll definitely do that again when I play the game again. But
All that explains that you haven't finished that part yet.
yeah, exactly. But like
You
I
haven't
kind of felt
finished
like
it.
it was building up to something really good, but like I obviously never finished it, right? So hopefully I get to see that later on. But it just like where was more of that, like that kind of stuff, like it was like it felt like a good side quest, you know, like that like happened to just be completed throughout the game, and it just like there was only one of that, and it's like, well, there's the rest of the platforms at Mother Base, there's a lot of space at Mother Base, like why can't we have more of that, you know?
Oh, so you were looking for like more side quests to do based around Mother Base?
Yeah, because like I felt like there was a lot of stories to be told, you know, like especially given all we have all this lore, you know, like I felt like the Eli quest was like a big whole side quest. I mean, we got to see a lot with like Otacon's dad and stuff, but like I actually like that side kind of story a lot because like you never really know if this guy's like a real crook or like
Oh, I have no doubt of what he really is at this point.
I
I
actually like don't know. Like I thought like maybe they were keeping it. Is there like a canonical like this guy is an asshole? Because he kind of seemed like an
Yep,
asshole, but
yep,
like okay,
yep. It is confirmed that uh, Emmerich is an asshole.
because he killed Doctor Strangelove by like locking her into like that thing, right?
Yeah, he does a lot of things that really make me wonder where. Actually, no, I don't wonder where he sided. He sides with himself.
Oh, what an asshole! Yeah, but
Oh
like
yeah,
I felt like, but there it was weird because like there was a weird part of me that was kind of like, man, is he like just being like pressured to like say shit because like his life is on the line maybe or like, but like there's actually audio recordings of this shit, so it's like
yeah. There's enough evidence that shows up in the game that proves that yeah, he is the asshole.
yeah, what a jackass. He's like kind of the cause of all this of the whole entire game, really.
No, that's cause.
Oh yeah,
You
wait, what do you mean? Like, no, I mean
well,
like,
cause.
and sorry, Ground Zeroes is what I meant. Like, he's the reason the
Oh, I thought you
original.
said cause as in Kazuhira Miller. Oh, you said cause as in the root cause of this thing. Whoops,
Yeah,
my bad.
yeah, he's like the root cause of like the inspection at MSF or whatever it's called, and then like
Yep.
because of that, like fucking Skullface like came in and was like, "Oh, well, I guess we're inspecting," and then just blows the entire thing up, right? So
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
there's a lot of he's got a high Otacon's dad or Huey. Sorry, I'll just call him Huey.
yeah,
Huey
Huey
Emmerich
has
has
his
a
name.
large body count on his head, so
Yeah, yeah, he does.
and but like anyway, I was kind of saying like side stuff like that really like made a big difference to me because I was like, wow, I really wanted to know more about that character. Like, maybe there could have been something with like Chico or something, like, because like I know he's like dead, but like, like at least like a little bit of closure because his partner Amanda is still doing stuff, right? Is she's not dead?
That's not. She's not his partner. She's his sister.
Oh, really? I didn't. Oh, this is
Yeah,
why
those two are siblings.
I should have played Peace Walker. Oh well.
You probably should have played Peace Walker too.
Yeah, shit. Well, that actually kind of hurts now. Shit, I didn't know that. Wow. I mean,
Yeah, they are siblings.
yeah, I mean, I thought five did a really good job of like kind of like summarizing. Maybe I just missed it in five. Maybe they said it and I just missed it.
No, I
But like,
think there's a reason why 5 summarizes so much of previous Metal Gear games based off Big Boss's story. And it really ties into the plot twist, but we can go over that whenever.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, because like I thought like maybe they just summarized a lot of shit in five because like maybe they realized like a lot of
Th- There's
people
two
and
reasons why they do it, in my opinion. The first reason is to bring in people who haven't played the certain games beforehand, like you were
yeah,
trying to
that's what I
say.
was gonna say.
The other reason is the story reason, which is that you're not Big Boss, you're Venom Snake.
Ah, so he has to be informed about what's going on as well.
Yeah, you need to give him a little refresher. Like, not you're not trying to like tell him exactly why because like this is your role now. You're doing it because you don't remember. Oh well, here's what happened in like 5 minutes. First, this happened, then this happened, then this got ratified, and because of this ratification, this happened, and blah 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 blah.
That's pretty smart. I actually really like that.
Yeah, and it's done in the typical Kojima fashion, which is lecturing. Like seriously, a lot of lore in Metal Gear is pretty much lecture to you.
Can I ask you about like a game mechanic in the game that like because I didn't actually understand this game mechanic, and it
Which
has to do
one?
with the online. Did you always have to be online to like get massive amounts of the currency and stuff or and resources, or could you be offline and actually do all of that stuff?
I played a lot of it offline, but I do think it will give you more online features.
Hmm.
Like if you go online, that's another thing I'm not too fond of. That I have to be online for a lot of this. I'm like,
Yeah, that's something I really didn't like about the game. I like the like because all the other Metal Gears up till then had been like single player experiences. I know like Peace Walker had like online capabilities and stuff, but like I mean I didn't get to like play a fucking mission with you or anything, you know what I mean? But like
yeah,
it's just like a bit frustrating that like oh you get all these rewards for being online, and it's just like I feel like I'm kind of like not playing the game the way it was intended to be played, but like I don't know if it was like intentional that they like really wanted to just like sap out people's like because you objectively get more stuff if you play online. I
I think
noticed,
you do overall. Yeah,
and I'm not sure if like so I'm thinking like it's intentional, but like at the same time like the longevity of the game is like already like at a compromise because like what about if that entire online system doesn't exist? Like if the servers go down, then you gotta play the game single player and like I don't know. It's just like a weird like kind of thing that happened. I don't know. It's just like it doesn't feel right to me to like play the game online because I no the other Metal Gears were, but like this one is. But this one's so reliant on like having currency and like resources and all this stuff that like it feels weird if it's not online because you're missing out on some stuff.
yeah. The whole point to like Peace Walker and 5 is that not only are you Big Boss the soldier, you're also Big Boss the head of the company. You're basically the CEO, and you have to do a lot of micro, like a yeah. Yeah, you gotta do a lot of middle management here and there. Like,
Yeah,
what do they do? What do they do? And that was that's one thing I do like about it. I just don't like that in order to do things more easily, I have to have an online connection.
yeah. It's like a bad way to like shoehorn in the online play. Good message maybe, but like yeah.
a lot of the design choices for this game actually went in because it was trying to tie into the theme of revenge that this game is all about.
What does the online play have to do with revenge?
Oh yeah, that's right. You played late. Back when this game first came out, it was entirely possible for other big bosses or even other Diamond Dog operators to enter your FOB if you built one, which you probably did, and steal shit.
Oh,
That's the
wow.
Yeah, that's part of why the online mechanic is there because you can go into other people's stuff to steal things.
That's. I feel like I just missed out on a lot of shit.
Yeah, you kind of did. But at the same time, I was terrible at it, so I kind of just stopped doing it after a while.
Yeah,
Like,
I,
if
I
I
didn't
lost it, I'll
understand.
just go out into the field and steal other people's stuff. I won't go into an FOB at that point.
Is that what all the like there you can have security cameras and all this
That's
other
why,
shit?
yeah, that's why you need security cameras in those drones because of that online mechanic.
That oh boy.
So since a lot of that is kind of quiet, it's all quiet now, so it's not really there. It's just there to look cool.
Well, shit, that kind of sucks.
That's fine. It means less pressure on me. I can just play the game.
That's true. I would like to just play the game, but like they made it felt like they made it an integral part. That's what I was just trying to say, and I
Yeah,
didn't
they
appreciate
wanted
that.
it to be.
Yeah,
It would have been cool if I was actually good at it.
it would have been cool if you could just play the game and not worry about that stuff. But oh well, I digress. I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, well, because Phantom Pain is so focused on the theme of revenge, a lot of mechanics in general are all about that. A
Hmm.
lot of little decisions are based off that.
Did you play the game like super assertively or very stealthily?
Um, Mostly stealthily because at its core, like Metal Gear Solid 5 is still primarily a stealth game. You can go guns blazing, it's just a lot harder to pull off.
Yeah.
Which is why there's one mission that really annoys me because it pretty much prevents you from being stealthy.
Which mission is it?
Uh, it's the last quiet mission. At least the last canon quiet mission.
Oh yeah, I hated that. Took me like
Oh,
15,
I
20
hated that
tries.
one. Yeah, I know. Like because this game is at its core a stealth game, and all of a sudden here's an action sequence where your character doesn't have nearly enough health to survive a tank shot.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you barely like. It was really annoying. I know what you mean. It was stupid. But
yeah. That's one of those things.
yeah, I tried to play the game pretty stealthily, and like when I did pull off the stealth, it felt great. But usually, like what happened with me was that because I'm not like great at stealth games, but like I managed to like pull some shit off in 3 and 2 and 1. Right, I'm pretty stealthy in those games. But
Yeah.
in this game, when I was stealthing around, because there's like so much like options and variety, like I snuck around. Like there was this one post that like there was this one mission actually that I toward the beginning when I was still kind of getting used to the controls and everything, where it's like kind of like a fort, like it's where you find the Volgan's body, I guess, or the man on fire. It's where you find his body and stuff, I guess.
Okay, it's that fort. Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah, you
talking
know
about.
what fort I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, that one.
That fort is like pretty complicated, right? There's like a couple ways in and a couple ways out, but like it's pretty tight on security too. And every time I like went in there, I actually like I stealthed my way in there, and then like when I got in there, I would get caught, and then like everyone would. Oh, by the way, I play the game like in my own way. Like I turned off the like like how the game
Oh,
slows
you turned
down.
off reflex mode. Oh my god, you went hard mode.
Yeah, I didn't
You
like
went
reflex
super
mode.
hard mode right away.
Yeah, I didn't like reflex mode at all. I was like, this is kind of stupid. It slows down the game, and I don't. It felt like it interrupted the game, so I just turned off reflex mode, and I had like minimal like interface, I guess. So like it was like a cool experience. It was like playing a movie. So I kind of made it my own experience, but like reflex mode was stupid, so I turned it off. In my opinion, I could see how it was really helpful to some people, but like I didn't like it at all. But in that fort, every time I got caught, I was just like, oh, because the mission was you had to rescue like a guy who
Uh,
was being interrogated, but then there was like two other guys being held up hostage in there.
yeah,
So I
I
really
remember.
wanted to save those guys. So I would not give up. I would just be like, I'm gonna fucking save those guys. But I got caught every time, and so like I like went through like 50 different ways of like trying to like get these guys out, but every time I would get caught, I just was just like, okay, fuck it, I'll have a shootout, and so I'd start shooting these guys, and then they'd own me instantly, and then I have to start the entire mission over again, basically, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
it was just like a lot of fun to like die in that game, but like for those kind of moments though of like I gotta improv a strategy here and see if it works. And eventually I did like manage to get through the entire thing through with stealth, which was a really cool like accomplishment I have to say. But man, it took me so long because like some of those missions are like really well designed, or some of the areas are well designed. And
Yeah, that's kind
I,
of
I'm sorry, go ahead, Neil.
that's kind of the thing about the way the AI works in this game. Like for the most part, the AI are a little bit dumb. Like they'll stare at you for a good like what 10 seconds before they decide should I look go forward and look see if this is someone or do I just stay here and keep going. But the moment they catch you, pretty much every single guard will immediately know your position and try to murder you. And as it turns out, when you have 50 dudes on you, that's actually pretty easy. But another thing is like you said, like the complexity of the fort. Like that's another cool thing about the game. That because there are so many different ways for you to get in, it also makes sense that there's a lot of ways for you to get caught.
Yeah, definitely. Which contrasts with like that quiet mission that you were talking about. It's like that mission is like an antithesis of like the entire game. And it's just like this is not how anyone played the game. Like I mean, like maybe they tried to, but they would just get their ass kicked. But like now the game expects you to like survive this, and it's just like that's not how the entire game was. You know, like I know it's you're trying to make a cool moment, but like mechanically this does not work because I will die 50 times before I get this right and I get lucky or something, you know?
Yeah, which is a shame because I really like Quiet as a character overall, and it's a shame that that's the last mission I got with her.
Yeah. It's like you know like when like you beat something hard, it's like or if you beat something difficult but fair, it's kind of like, "Ah, yeah, I did it." But like
Yeah,
if
that
you
works, but this is not something that works with this gameplay mechanic.
yeah, it's like when you beat a mission like Quiet's last mission, it's just like, oh, come on, thank God it's over. Like, but you never like feel that emotional impact of like Quiet leaving your party forever. You know, it's just like,
Oh, I do. It's just for the wrong reasons. Like I feel like I worked really hard, and all of a sudden, oh, I have to leave. She has to go now. Like, oh,
yeah, she was like the best. Well, at least you get D Dog, right?
yeah. Dee Dee's still great to have because Dee Dee's actually really helpful in the long. It's just that I think Quiet's utility is a little more. Also helps that she's human, but yeah,
Yeah,
Dee Dee's great to have too.
I
Because
like the dog better.
one thing that Dee Dee has is that they'll always catch things that you might not see or she might not see. Whereas Quiet is a great sniper and will definitely help you in overall. Because I'll be honest, a lot of the time, like I end up getting caught by dudes, and Quiet will just shoot them. Like, all right,
Yeah,
well, that's one problem out of the way. But yeah,
yeah. Five is just like such a gameplay is like really fun when it like lets you play the
gameplay
game.
wise, I think this is Kojima's best game yet because it gives me so much. It gives me so much to have fun with. And it plays very, very well, and it really makes me hopeful for what Death Stranding has to offer.
Do you feel like the game kind of suffers from like being like open world third person kind of shooter, but with like
Yeah,
really refined stealth mechanics though?
yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like a Metal Gear Solid game. It feels like a game that is a Ubisoft kind of like open world game with mechanics that are Metal Gear Solid thrown in there.
If I need to say Ubisoft, because the problem with the Ubisoft open world game is that there's way too much to do that I'm not gonna do. Metal Gear Solid 5 might not have enough for me
Oh,
to.
that's true, huh? Like a lot of empty space,
Because
huh?
like I have no interest in most Ubisoft open world games because I don't care about what I'm supposed to be doing all around the map. At least with Metal Gear Solid 5, I know what I'm doing, which is go from one post to the other, completely screwing with the mercenaries or
Hmm.
kidnapping them, so I can hypnotize them and make them join my universe, my company.
I kind of do wish there was more to do in this world, like, cause like sneaking into the same like bases for like you know like the side missions, kind of like come
Eventually, yeah, that will get tiring, and that's the biggest problem with that.
yeah. But like when you're having fun, you're having fun, you know. So
Yeah, I still have fun playing this game. I think gameplay wise, it is fantastic.
Yeah, I do want to go back and play it again, and I kind of want to like impose a self challenge. Like maybe I'll try to do every mission like without getting caught or something, or do that like kind of European extreme kind of deal, I guess.
Oh my god.
But I mean, it's fun, right? Like the
Yeah.
game is made to kind of incorporate that, I imagine, in some way.
Yeah, it really is for me the most fun Metal Gear Solid to play. Like purely just to play, like it is the one I go back to the most for that.
Hmm.
But
So
yeah, you're totally right. The open world aspect does have a problem with its story, but I think that's just the problem with open world games in general, that the story has a tendency to take back seat to the gameplay.
do you think this game could have like compensated and made a like kind of straightforward Metal Gear instead of an open world one and like been fine?
Probably, but I also don't think it would have been as interesting to talk about. Like unless like Kojima would have had some really interesting ideas for plot, like uh, a more straightforward game would have been more pleasing to most fans, but also wouldn't have. Like, I don't think I would have had as much fun talking about it as much as other ones. Because I think 3 peaked. 4 is interesting because it completes everything, but Peace Walker, I honestly, it's fine as a game. Like it's good. I like it. I recommend it, but I honestly don't care about talking about Peace Walker.
Hmm. Well, I haven't played it. I know that a a Raytheon from I don't know what they're called, a Monster Hunter monster is in there, and I was like,
Oh
okay.
yeah, that one. That's probably the most interesting thing in Peace Walker to me, to be honest.
I
The
saw
fact
that,
that
and I was like, well,
the
this is
fact
a
that
game.
yeah, the fact that you as Big Boss can fight the Rathalos or the Tigrex. You can use your M60 to beat the Tigrex. Really, you can't though because that thing's way too strong.
In a game
But you,
about the Cold War, you can fight this thing.
yes, this game about the potential destruction of the Earth by nuclear weapons will also throw in these dragons.
In cats that talk.
Yep,
Yep. There you go. Metal Gear
I
Solid.
definitely remember Peace Walker for the Monster Hunter crossover, but overall as a game, I don't particularly care for it intrigue wise because it doesn't last with me. I'm
Um,
that's
so let's move back a little because I'm sure we could talk about five all day. But what was your favorite part of three? Because I think I want to go back and play three because what happened for me was that I kind of cheated a little, and I hope you don't get too angry at me. But
well, it depends on how you did it. Like,
well, what specifically I cheated on one part, which was the end. I never actually I tried to fight him properly, but then I was like, oh man, I don't want to spend too much time on this. So what I did was I was just like,
oh, you
oh
did the clock thing.
yeah, I did the clock thing. Well, actually, I didn't do it intentionally. I actually did have to like not play the game for a week because I had like stuff to do. So then when I
Uh,
came back, I was like, oh well, this is interesting.
I'm not disappointed in you doing that as much as I'm more wondering if you felt disappointed in
I
doing it.
felt disappointed because actually,
That's
like
all I need to
Snake
know.
put it the best way. He was like, I kind of wish I could have fought him, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of wish I
Yeah,
could have fought him
yeah,
too.
because the end fight is one of my favorite parts of that game. It's such a good sniper duel. Like,
People
it really
regard
is
it.
one of the best sniper duels in video games ever.
People say it's
Because
one
it's
of
a
the
true
best.
sniper duel. Like, it's two dudes in the middle of this giant forest full of foliage trying to go at each other with a rifle.
I think people consider it one of the best boss fights ever in a game.
It is. It's really good because it's so unique.
I
It
gotta go
feels like
back.
a sniper duel.
I gotta go back and play this.
Yeah, because it really does feel like a sniper duel. It's two hunters just waiting it out, seeing who makes the first move, who spots each other first. Does the bird play? It totally does. But yeah, that's one of my. There's so many moments in 3 I can remember that I really liked.
My favorite part in three was just like climbing that ladder after that boss fight, because like I was just like, wow, that was a really weird boss fight, and then I climbed the ladder, and then the main theme. Actually, why it was so memorable was because I knew the theme song, like I knew like the main like lyric of it, but I actually like, because you know when you turn on the game, like it plays like intro cinematic or whatever to like,
Yeah,
and it has that music. I just mashed through that because I was like, I don't want to watch all these logos and stuff. I didn't know that there was actually an opening like scene like that, right?
yeah.
And then
Wait, you skipped the opening scene? Oh, you
yeah,
missed
I didn't know
that.
that. I just skipped past all the like, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." And
Wait,
then
but
like,
you skipped the James Bond sequence. Oh man.
yeah, but it was funny because that whole sequence, right? When I climbed the ladder for the first time, that was the first time I heard the song in game and I was like, "Oh shit." Are they like building it up or something? Like I don't know. It was really
Nah,
cool.
dude, you're just climbing a stupidly tall ladder.
No, no, no. But like I just like that like the build up to hearing the actual song was at the very end of the game where I was fighting the boss. Because if you take too long on the boss, then the music starts to play, and then the timer starts to when the timer starts to run out.
Oh, that's the boss. Yeah.
Yeah, the boss.
That's
Sorry.
another one I love. That's such a good fight.
Yeah. Um, what happens if you fail the ocelot gun thing like at the very end?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, they're both blanks, right? So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're blanks.
Okay, so that's pretty interesting.
Again, the whole point to that scene is basically to confirm that these two will meet again, and also that Ocelot is really weird.
We didn't need
Seriously,
a cutscene to prove
he's really
that,
weird.
but
Yeah, seriously, the Ocelot's really weird. Like he's really inconsistent through everything.
yeah.
I mean, first like in the first games, he's this like old weird dude who's really into his gun. And all of a sudden, he's this dude losing his mind because it turns out that was totally part of the plan. Then we see how he was like as a young kid. Turns out he was this cocky asshole. It was really fucking weird. And then in 5, he's a normal dude.
Yeah, I don't understand in 5 they like made him a normal dude. I was like, what the hell is
I
wrong
think
with
they
this?
did that because it showcased that Ocelot was working for pretty much everyone, and this might be the most normal he's ever been because Big Boss might be the only person Ocelot is ever normal around.
How weird.
Like he's fucking weird, and that's part of the charm. But I think they intentionally made him normal because his loyalty at the end of the day was always to Big Boss, even if he was working for America, Soviet Union, China, Japan. For all I know, he's probably working with what, like 50 African countries or something. I don't
We're men. We have names.
know. Yeah,
You know, honestly, during that like whole like kind of plane sequence, like he did feel like actually kind of normal. Like he felt like, yeah, I'm just a soldier. You are too. We're working against each other, right? But like we're just two dudes at the end of the day.
yeah. And then he goes on about how his name is Adam Scott, and then Big Boss is like, "I'm John."
Hello, my name is John.
Yep.
Man, can I also say like not to get on like the yeah, let's empower women. I mean, I like that message, but like,
Well, I do too, but I think. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Sorry about
I
that.
feel like I know what you know what I'm gonna say, right? I like
Not
that.
really, but I have an idea.
Okay, well, I like that like the women in this game were like kind of like the best part of it. Like, um, first off, Eva is just such a great character. Like, she's like the one in control of like Snake, you know? Like
Oh
usually
yeah,
like in
like,
these kind of she's like an antithesis to like the James Bond woman, you know?
yeah. With the James Bond woman, there's always that badass woman, but at the end of the day, like James Bond will be like, will make his way with them. But with Eva, she's kind of the opposite because she's the one, like you said, in control.
Yeah, I mean also like she tries to like tempt him to like kind of like fall for the ruse, but like Snake doesn't fall for it, but like I
Yeah,
think
but
she
that's
also
just like,
realizes that like oh Snake's kind of like a genuine person in a way. Like I don't want to like kind of fuck with him this much, you know? Like but
that's true.
so like I like that like she has like a conflict of interest in her own that like I don't want to like hurt this guy, but like I got to get a job done, you know? And it's like I like
Yeah,
that. I like that like she was an actual character, not some like throwaway bimbo bitch. You know what I'm saying?
that's true. If anything, I've come to really like the female characters of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
felt
think there's
like
a.
Quiet was a little underplayed, and well, Rose in 2 is completely stupid, but
Okay, maybe Rose is an exception, but
yeah. Why aren't you telling me anything, you piece of shit? Anyway, we
I
could
mean,
talk about.
I thought she was fine in 4, but I also didn't really talk with her in 4. So what do I
I think that would have just gotten us both a headache.
know?
I'm glad I didn't play 4, but
I mean, she's fine. There's nothing wrong with her in 4. It's just that she's not the best character.
yeah. I mean, she plays like an important role with the Raiden's arc, but like,
I know it's important, but the way it plays out is so dumb.
yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about
It's
3 some
it's
more.
so needlessly melodramatic. But yeah, about three's best character, the boss.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think there's ever been a character like her in a video game.
Dude, she's one of my favorites. She is truly one of my favorite characters out there.
And I don't think you can either like recreate because like whenever I saw the boss like in the game, I never felt like I want to kill this person. I felt like, damn, she's like super nice and like
She,
it's like she really is like a mother, you know? Like
yeah, she truly is.
it's just
Oh,
like
that's really
a
fitting that her nickname is the Mother of Special Forces.
I know. It's just like I never felt so conflicted about a character because like obviously like I don't think she wanted to like hurt Snake at all. Like
No, they're too close.
yeah,
But
but
at the same
like
time, they have a job to do,
yeah,
which is another thing that ties into the themes of that game specifically.
it makes me think like what would have happened if Snake just kind of said, "All right, I'm not doing the mission. I don't want to kill her." Like what would happen then? Like
Metal Gear would play out very differently.
I know, like that the whole thing would be changed, right? Like
Yeah, the whole thing would have to change completely.
and history would change itself would change, you know? Like that'd be crazy to think about, but like
Geez, we created a fish and mail situation. We made a time paradox.
da na na na. Sorry.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
you
the
just
boss
don't.
is.
You just
She
don't
really
see.
is.
Sorry, dude. We interrupt each other all the time. I'm so
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I know we love these games. I'm sorry, Neil.
Yeah.
You go first. You go first.
But yeah, I think the boss is one of those great examples of strong female leads, which lately I've just come to really appreciate seeing. I don't need my lead to be female, but if you make a really good, strong female lead, I'll be all in on that. And the boss to me is one of those examples, like a strong female character that commands respect and is also very likable as a person.
You know, this makes me kind of re-reflect on something I said in another podcast about like female characters in Japanese games. I feel
Yeah.
like maybe I just haven't played enough Japanese games because like this year, like Persona 5, like some of the best characters in the game were all girls. Like like half of the characters, more than half of the characters are all female and they're great and they're super interesting and they're all like they don't take shit from anyone and like they that's the kind of attitude they have in the game, right? But and then I played Metal Gear Solid 3 and I was like, wow, like I can't believe like more games don't write characters like these. It's just like because like this character is just so complex, so like you don't know how to feel for her except for like maybe sorry and like a little bit of pity and like remorse and like you kind of feel the way the boss probably feels in the end. You just feel fucked up and sad, you know?
Which makes sense because the boss is very much a tragic figure. She was very much according to her story, she was very much a hero. But the way that she ends in the public eye is as a villain, even though we know the truth.
It's I like that the game just makes you feel dirty at the end, you know? That's really powerful.
Oh yeah, it's one of the reasons why this game 3 is still my game of all time for me. Which says a lot because yeah, there's a lot of games I played, and for the fact that 3 is still at number 1 to me is really telling.
Do you go back and play it every like year or something or
Well, I can't anymore because my PS3 died.
oh, that's a shame.
So I need an emulator, which I'm pretty sure I can get.
We have
Eventually.
resources.
Yeah, eventually. Eventually I will return.
Eventually we will.
Yeah. Oh, I hope Death Stranding has a strong female protagonist.
I'm sure.
I mean, on one hand, having both Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen's pretty cool as is. But it also would feel really weird if there wasn't a female protagonist in the Kojima game.
It's the freaking Lisa ghost. That'd be really funny. She's like, "Hello, I'm in this game," and I look. She just—it's just the same. It's the same character model too. That'd be really funny.
Death Stranding was Silent Hills the whole time.
Oh my god, that'd be so great. That would be amazing.
Oh my god, they're going back to the roots of the original Silent Hill, just having it be super wacky.
That'd be amazing, dude. I would love to.
Yeah, if I haven't made it clear before, I am very much looking forward to Death Stranding.
I am too. I'm looking forward to it as well. I don't know if it'll be my type of game, but I just kind of want to see what happens when Kojima is unleashed and unchained for once.
Yeah, I just want to see what else he's got, because clearly dude has some really cool ideas.
I hope it's as original as the very first Metal Gear Solid, Like,
I mean,
cause
probably because no one can tell what the hell the game's about. First trailer, naked Norman Reedus meets Oil Baby, then Oil Baby disappears into oil, and then there's these five monoliths out there to represent the five horsemen of the apocalypse.
I'm kind of like worried though, because like, I mean, I know I shouldn't be worried, but like, I when I feel like too many of these trailers will come out and people will be like, it's gonna be something weird and like, but like it's from Kojima, so we'll just let it pass. It's like I kind of don't want the whole game to just be like a hype of trailers, you know. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it because like we haven't seen Kojima make like a new IP, so I don't know. I just kind of want to wait till the game comes out before like I watch any more trailers. It's like I watched the first trailer, the second trailer. I think I'm good, but like I think I'll see what actually happens, you know.
You're
But
missing out. Trailer 3 is pretty cool.
I saw the weird baby thing, and I was like, okay, this is nightmare fuel, but sure.
That's just part of it. You haven't even seen the other weird things that happens in it. Seriously, it's so weird that I don't even know what this game is supposed to be about anymore.
I don't know what
I'm
it
sure
is,
I,
but I'm excited.
I'm sure that by the end of the game, I'll be like, "Damn, that was cool. What the hell did I just play through?" So something about oil and how it's the SCP meets Evangelion. Was Norman Reedus Shinji the whole time?
Evangelion Death Stranding.
Oh my god.
I hope it has like a weird Japanese opening.
Oh, that'd be great.
So
So
my
yeah, back
favorite
to
Metal
Metal Gear.
Gear, uh, I like the original. I think the most that or
One.
two, but two is pretty bogged down by like a lot of like really dumb writing. But like actually, let's talk about two because like because we were talking about like how I hated Rose so much. But like, do you think like
Yeah.
maybe that was intentional in that game? Like, do you think like
No.
maybe they were? Oh no, it wasn't.
No, I think they actually wanted them to have a good story with them. It just did not work.
Really? Shit. Oh, I mean, I
Because
like Raiden.
here's the thing: Kojima wanted to bring Raiden back so many times that I'm pretty sure he wanted Raiden to work. I just don't think Rose worked as well as he would have liked.
Yeah, Rose is a pretty awful character, but I do like the messages and the themes of. Also, I like the ending theme a lot of two. It's called "Can't Say Goodbye to Yesterday." That is a excellent song, and I love the message at the end. It's so like relevant to today. It's like a weird like I think you put it best in another.
It's weirdly prophetic,
Yeah,
yes.
that's the phrase. Like it's so strange to like see like wow, that's actually really relevant like today.
Yeah, I think
Like
2 is the most relevant of all the games, strangely enough.
that's probably why I like it so much because it's just so relevant for the time and like. But
But
I think. Sorry, go ahead.
no, it's relevant for now, but I don't think we predicted it accurately. Like how it's weird how accurate Metal Gear Solid 2 is for now. I didn't realize just how much of a prediction this was.
Yeah, it's just like we're all obsessed with like memes and jeans and or no, I mean I don't even know about jeans, but like we're all obsessed with memes, you
Yeah, 2
know?
is all about memes. 1 was about genes. This is about the memes.
Yeah, like what the heck is up with memes? Like
Also about the controlling the flow of information, about how what is reality
it's
in the
just
internet age. Yeah, it's really unintentionally prophetic.
I really like when Raiden's like reality starts to break down and like the Colonel like that
Yeah,
really freaked me out. I'm not even gonna joke. Like
yeah, scary Colonel.
yeah, the scary
That was
Colonel. He's
pretty
like, you should turn off your game, and I'm like,
interesting.
no, I don't wanna. I want to go through this rabbit hole. But it was just so cool. And then like Snake appears, and then you have like a ninja fight, and I don't know. Even like the freaking bad guys were kind of cool. Like Vamp was like just an asshole, but like at least he was a cool boss fight. And then
That's such a wacky character too. He's basically this needlessly flamboyantly, probably bisexual vampire
I
dude.
know there's a gay vampire in this game. What the hell?
I mean, you gotta understand the rest of the team consists of one lady whose superpower is bullets don't work on her, and a fat man. Literally, he's a fat man.
I
He
actually
runs
like
around on
Fortune
roller
a lot.
skates. I like
Fortune,
Fortune too. It's just, unfortunately, she got the short stick because everyone else is more memorable. Vamp being the obvious one, but more importantly, you got a fat dude rolling around in roller skates.
It's pretty unfortunate. Or the jazz music's just playing.
But we can't forget Solidus. Solidus was actually pretty cool.
Oh, I love that last boss fight. It's great. I had a lot
Solidus
of
was a
fun with
bit of
that
an
boss fight.
Solidus was a bit of an oddity too, because pretty much actually, yeah, because the original big boss was all about rifles and handguns and sort of that thing. Solid Snake was the same thing. Liquid was all about being shirtless and punching things, but he could use a gun if he wanted to. Solidus was all about swords.
And fucking Doctor Octopus legs and shit.
Yep.
Or Octavius, I don't know what his name is in Spider-Man. Anyway, he had
Doc Ock.
fucking Doc Ock. Friggin' he was Doc Ock. That was what
He
It
was.
was literally Spider-Man
He's
versus
if
Doc Ock at the end.
Oh my god, it's if Spider-Man and Doc Ock were like ninjas.
Oh my god, that's what the ending of Metal Gear Solid 2 is. I knew
Oh
it.
my god, that makes it so much cooler now.
But I really resonate with the last speech that Snake gives after the ending credits.
Oh, the one about how we make our own choices in this world, right?
And you should like leave behind what you can, and like life isn't just about passing on genes and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's just like it was actually like a really fun game to play too. Like I was like kind of like weird as it was. Like I did have fun playing it, and it did felt like more refined. That's the one thing I really liked about these games. They just felt more and more refined. Like the more I went through them. So
They do feel that way. Like every game gets, like all the gameplay mechanics feel better and better as you go along.
yeah, it's like Persona. It's like they kept trying to improve it, and like after three, like it just gets better and better. Like five is like the most refined mechanics, and ironically, Metal Gear Solid 5 has the most like. It's like the fifth installment of these games just suddenly got it right.
Gameplay, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if they were thinking about it that much at that point.
Yeah, but I mean, well, I mean, like I guess we can since we kind of went backwards, huh? We just like started talking about five, and then four, and then three, and then two.
Which I think is fitting just because of recency.
Yeah, but I think if two wasn't like my if two is my favorite like theme wise, then I would have to say one is my just favorite Metal Gear Solid game because it's just like a really powerful game. Like you're not kind of quite sure what it's. I was never quite sure what it was about either. Like first you got this guy who's like on a mission, but like he's conflicted because like basically like he's getting conflicting orders and stuff, and then shit happens that like he wasn't expected, but like he's trying to like make out the situation, and then like there's just all this stuff that happens that's like really interesting and really intriguing, and I actually really appreciate it because at the time when I played that game I tried to think like, okay, what was this probably like at the time that like it came out. Like that must have been like a really revolutionary game, like especially like the way it told its story too.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid was definitely an oddity when it came out. Quite successful.
Yeah, I mean like the voice acting was like still pretty good honestly, and like even though like the characters like I still think like even though like you can't see like the characters faces like graphical wise is like not very
Well, no, everyone had a static face, pretty much.
but I actually kind of like that. Like it kind of adds something to it, like it's just like kind of weird. I don't know. It's like even though it has not aged well, like in a way, like it's still like kind of feels ageless.
It has its charm.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. It's very charming still.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like the music is great. Like actually I didn't expect Gaelic. What the hell was that? Okay, anyway, I didn't expect freaking Gaelic opera or whatever at the very beginning.
Yeah, The Best Is Yet to Come is probably my favorite Metal Gear song.
Yeah, same here. It definitely is. Like I like that it opens up with it and then it ends with it, and I'm just like, that was great.
That also says a lot because Snake Eater is right up with there.
Yeah, Snake Eater is like so catchy.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's pretty much a James Bond theme, but it works. It really works.
Snake Eater,
Not
I give my life
funny.
but for you.
Oh, we gotta be careful with that, otherwise we get copyrighted.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, YouTube. Please don't kill us.
Let's just hope for the best. If we have to, we'll edit that out.
People love it when I sing for some reason. I don't know why.
We'll keep doing it until you go on Twitch. Then you should probably stop.
Jeez. Man, should we get to those questions? Because we've been talking about Metal Gear for an hour. Because, holy shit.
Nah, let's keep going.
Wait,
No,
you don't
that's
want to get to
good.
questions yet? We should just keep talking about Metal Gear?
No, let's answer questions. It's
Okay.
fine.
I mean, we're still talking about Metal Gear, so because they're all
Yes.
Metal Gear related questions. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, Spirit asks, did you know that paramedic was the true evil all along?
Not when I first played it, but now in retrospect, yes. As it turns out, she totally was.
Do you guys like? Or sorry, do you guys? Do you Neil like that plot twist that like the MGS3 people were like the villains all
I
along?
actually really like that plot twist because in 3 they're very clearly the good guys, but the fact that in the more modern games timeline wise they've done the evil things, like, oh, that's an interesting plot twist. Interestingly enough, it also carries that Metal Gear Solid 3 theme of seeing how one guy's here, like the heroes of yesterday, could easily be the villains of tomorrow. I think that's really cool.
That's pretty interesting. I'm kind of disappointed that we never got to see like. I mean, obviously we see Big Boss kind of turn into a villain, but like, I mean, I don't know. I never felt like
did
Big
get
Boss was turning into. In Ground Zeroes, I felt like he was turning into a villain because like, there's some lines in there that are like kind of like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Like,
Yeah, Big Boss and Ground Zeroes is definitely much more blasé about notions of killing.
but I never felt like I saw like paramedic. Like, I mean, is paramedic in any of the other games? Like,
She's technically in Portable Ops, but Portable Ops is one of those canon but not really important stories.
I mean, I didn't see her turn into a villain, so
She wasn't a villain then. It happened over time, and we didn't get to see it.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I would have liked to see it, is what I'm trying to say. But I
I think
guess,
they didn't do it because the most important character to show the descent into villainy was Big Boss himself.
hmm. But I felt like it would have made the impact of like their like kind of heel turn in 3 like a lot more powerful. You know, like if we could visually see them turning into like assholes, then I would actually feel like, holy shit, that's really cool. But god damn it, you guys are like jerks, and I can't believe you're like with us the entire time. I don't know. It just like it just feels like a something that could have been like a nice side quest in 5. Like paramedic works at like I don't know, like Mother Base or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just messing shit up. Fuck me.
I think at that point in the story, actually, I don't know what that would mean for that point in the story, to be honest. Because according to lore, during the '80s, all Big Boss did was wet work,
Mm.
which is what happened in 5. Interestingly enough, he did a ton of wet work, and that's how he got famous.
And it was really fun.
Oh yeah.
What's your opinion on? This is Spirit asking this question again. What's your opinion on Raiden's inclusion in a Metal Gear Solid 2 in a meta sense?
I like the idea a lot. I mean, I understand that you'd want to play a Solid Snake, because believe me, I want to play a Solid Snake. But having Raiden in as like an intermediate for the player character is a pretty cool idea.
Yeah,
It's the same with Venom Snake, actually.
well, okay. So for 2, I really liked it a lot in 2 because it's just like I felt like that was kind of the point. It's like, you wanted to play as the hero, but like, too bad you don't get to. But we're gonna blow your mind in the end. So if you can make it to the end, then the reward is like having your like sense of like, oh, I was supposed to be like the guy I wanted to be all along. I wasn't, but in the same time, I was like trying. The game knew that I wanted to be him, you know. So like that's like the like genius of it. It's like the game kind of knows that you want to be Solid Snake, and then it just like kind of uses that against you. In 5, I felt like it was kind of like the reverse, but it wasn't like done as powerfully, you know, like because like I think Bunny Hop put it best. Not to like use his words as mine, but like and I kind of just feel the same way. But you know how like you do like do a bunch of stuff and then you unlock that special mission where like you find out the big plot twist, right?
Yeah.
The So like the build up to that, like that happens for no reason. Like I beat the Quiet's arc and I beat Huey's arc, and it's just like, okay, now replay the first mission again, but like this time it's different. It's like, wait, like there was no like build up to that. There was no origin point for me to like feel this way that like I should. I don't know. It just doesn't make like a lot of sense to me, you know?
It makes sense to me because, like, the way I see it is that the hints that you were not the real big boss come in like very subtly all throughout the game. The
Yeah,
biggest
I
problem with
caught on those. I caught on those.
the biggest problem with the reveal is that it doesn't give you any indication of how much time happened in between the start of the game up to that whole sequence, the just another day in the war without an end sequence. So I think that's supposed to take place like several years after, like when it finally became apparent to Venom Snake that he's not Big Boss, but the medic.
Hmm.
So I think another problem is basically like the timing issues. Like, well, how much time has passed since then that we discovered something's happening?
Like I felt like it was just like plot twist for the sake of being a plot twist, you know? It wasn't like I mean it was cool and all. I'm not saying that. Like I liked seeing my own name on the back of a postcard and going, "Oh my god." What? But like it was also just kind of like okay, but when you take a step back from it all, it's like, okay, but like I know what the message is. It's just that like, oh, we're all Big Boss because like we're the ones who like love this character so much, you know? But at the same time, it's like story wise, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, and like theming and kind of wise, it doesn't make a lot of sense either. Neil?
I'm trying to think of a response, but in reality, I just disagree. That's it.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
Yeah, that's
we
just
can move
it. Because
on.
I really like that plot twist because I understand how it was built up to it. I just wish it was played out a little better.
Actually, that's a good. I think you worded it correctly there. I wish it was played out a little better. That's how I feel.
On the
That's
wait, how did you design your avatar for
I've
Venom?
kept him pretty generic to be honest, because I was like, I don't want to design a freaking character. I didn't. I mean,
Wait, did
I
you?
knew that the
But did you
plot
actually?
twist was gonna happen, but like, I didn't know like that character model would actually be like reflected upon in the ending. And I was just like, oh, that's really interesting that it took that and then made that the character.
Oh, I was thinking like you tried to make yourself, and then somehow that plastic surgeon managed to make you look exactly like Big Boss.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
Because
very
I made it
strange.
easy on the plastic surgeon. I just turned my character into Deathstroke from the DC comics. That's easy because they look somewhat alike. So
Can you imagine like Big Boss? It's like I want that body double to look like freaking Deathstroke.
I
That's an orders.
mean, it makes sense because old Deathstroke just looks like an older Big Boss in a way.
Really? That's funny.
I think it's one of those unintentional things because they unintentionally look similar and to a certain in a way
That's really
because
silly.
they both have the eye patch on the right eye. They both have that military hair, kind of technically. They have the beard and all. They're both.
Actually, I went to this is a really off topic story, but like I went to a wedding thing for my dad. He was like promoting his like photography or whatever, and I was talking to like a little kid there, and he was like watching videos on like Injustice or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, what's your favorite villain?" And I'm like, I don't know, like I'm not too into like DC stuff that much, but I was like, "Oh, I like the Joker. He's cool, right?" And then he was like, "Oh, my favorite DC villain is Deathstroke," and I'm like, "Wow, Neil would like you."
I already do. God damn it.
And I was like, "Whoa, kid, I don't even know." Anyway, but yeah, that's a whole other thing. But anyway, yeah, people like Deathstroke. I should probably look into that, huh?
He's one of those weirdly popular villains, and that he's well, is he a villain? Yeah, technically he's a villain. Yeah, he's one of those weirdly popular villains to the point where he
Deathstroke, the
gets his own
Phantom
comic
Pain.
series. Oh my god,
That'd be funny.
it doesn't help that I can actually see that happening.
He has like a cigarette and there's like a V on his freaking face and on the cover. That'd be amazing. All
uh,
right, should we move on to more questions?
yeah, let's move on.
Alan G plays, good old bud of ours, asks
I haven't
which
seen him in a
one.
while.
What's up?
I haven't seen him in a while.
He did come into one of my chats recently, and it
Nice.
was nice to see him. He's making his own videos very slowly but surely. I think he's busy with like school and stuff.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, Alan G plays asks Which one? Which wait? This
Which
English,
one?
Alan.
The one with Solid Snake or that spin-off Survive or Rising?
Oh, Metal Gear. Oh yeah, I haven't played that. I forgot that was a thing.
Rising is not mandatory, it's just really fun to play.
I kind of want to play it. Is it for
Because
PS4?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
I mean, it is available on PC, so you can always do that.
Oh, maybe I will. That sounds really fun.
Rising is a lot of fun. Like, it is really fun to play that game.
Is it like really silly? What does it do? A lot of Metal Gear stuff that I would like
Here's
really
the
enjoy.
here's the thing, it's tonally inconsistent. Because there's a lot of really grim things that happen in Rising, but there's a lot of really stupid, silly things that go on, and it's weird, but it's charming at the same time.
I am a sucker for charm, my friend.
There is one section that just makes the game, and it's the end sequence, and it's one of the most amazing sequences I've ever seen in a video game.
I gotta play this game.
And it's all because of the prior build-up that it works. So yes, play it. It's great.
I
Solid
gotta play
Snake
this
is
game.
not in either Survive or Rising. Solid Snake is in the first Metal Gear, the second Metal Gear, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 4. Those are the games he's in.
Okay, gotcha.
Also, Super Smash Brothers Brawl, I believe.
Yep, he's in
Yep,
that
Brawl. Yep, he's in Brawl.
because they had Twin Snakes, a version of the original game on GameCube.
Yep.
Spirit asks some more questions. How much do you think Otacon? How much do you think Otacon can suffer more in this series?
I don't want him to suffer more. He's already lost every woman he loves.
He's gonna lose
At
Sunny in the
this.
next game. Metal Gear Solid 6, the
Oh,
Phantom
no.
Sunny, the Phantom Eggs.
Oh my god, Sonny's the next big boss. I'm just imagining that. She's working under machines and all of a sudden, boom! And then wakes up 9 years later.
And freaking Otacon's like cooking eggs in front of her.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
That'd be amazing. Sunny, two solids don't make a liquid egg, but I can make a scrambled one. This is a metaphor for the state of our country, or I mean, society.
Look, she eventually got the eggs down right, so
I know.
at least give her that. At least give her that.
I don't know. Like Otacon gets the short end of the stick on all the games, really. So, but like, I feel like in 4 was a lot more forced, but like in 2 was like really kind of uncomfortable. Like I was just like, I did not need to know this,
Yeah.
but it was still pretty powerful because
If it
like
makes you
Sorry, go ahead.
if it makes you feel better too, is one of the most amazing sequences ever, where Snake tries to comfort Otacon in his grief, and while Otacon's holding a parrot, they do their bro shake.
I know.
That is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in the video game. Here's the most elite soldier in the world and his nerd friend who's dealt with some of the most advanced technology ever seen, and they're in this situation where we're all going to die. Bro shake.
I love you, Hal. I miss you, Hal, or something. What I don't know.
And this all happens while Otacon is carrying a parrot for some reason.
And he breaks down crying in like this very depressing scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. In Metal Gear Solid 2, he just the poor Otacon has suffered enough.
Yeah, I think we can give him a rest at this point.
Yeah. Paz, love or hate?
You haven't played Peace Walker, so I don't know if this would apply to you.
Yeah, but I do know like the plot twist at the end, and I do also. I mean, I did just from yeah, I don't know. It's just from my experience with 5. Like, I kind of like feel sorry for her, if anything, just from like the stuff I know about her, because like I feel like she kind of like was part of Cipher, but then legitimately like being part of like Snake's group too. So like she probably had some like conflicting feelings of like maybe I don't know, like she's kind of like the instigation for like MSF to fall in a sense, but at the same time like I don't know, it's just very strange like I kind of pity her in a way.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I do like Paz overall as a character. Not her like not that schoolgirl persona because it just comes across as way too forced. But overall, like I really like her as a character just because of how tragic she is.
Yeah. Isn't there like a dating scene with her?
It's one of the weirder parts about Peace Walker.
That's so fucking weird. 40-year-old.
Yeah,
How
it's
old is
weird.
Snake?
He's like in his 30s in Peace Walker.
30-year-old guy with like a. How old is
Now,
she?
admittedly, Paz is like in her mid-20s.
Okay,
Just
good.
looks like she's 15.
Jesus Christ, Japan.
Yeah, it's weird.
Koi no yoku shiroko. I don't know how to say that. Love deterrence, probably, right?
It's love deterrence, yes.
Yeah. Was it a good move for Kojima to include this song as the final boss theme for Peace Walker? I guess you could speak on that, Neil.
Uh, I honestly don't know because I wasn't really paying attention to the song as much as the actual boss fight because Peace Walker boss fights were really long and drawn out.
Ugh.
But as for the song, I think it's fine. It makes sense because it's pretty much Paz's theme at this point, and lyrically, I understand what they're going for. But Love Deterrence was never one of my favorite Metal Gear tracks in the first place. Does it work for me? Not really, but I also don't. I'm not bothered by it being included.
It's a very like J-pop song, yeah.
Yeah, one of the versions is, I think.
Okay, I heard it in 5, and I was like, I don't like this too much. Which is weird because I just got into Japanese 80s retro pop, which is
Ooh.
pretty cool.
I got into this one Japanese math rock punk band recently.
Nice. Hey, did you know Thank You Scientist is playing on Jimmy Fallon?
I saw the news, and that's pretty cool.
I know that is cool. I
That
kind
is
of want to
pretty
watch
cool.
that.
Kind of, but that also requires me to turn on the TV, so I might have to wait a little bit.
That requires me to watch Jimmy Fallon.
That's another problem. Not that he's bad, it's just I'm not really a late night talk show host guy
Me
anymore.
either. I like Conan, and that's pretty much it. Conan
Yeah,
is
it's Conan and Colbert for me.
yeah. Conan
Even
is
then, I don't even watch them that much anymore.
yeah. Same here. But I still see Conan sometimes, and I'm like, oh, he's awesome still.
Yeah.
And then the little, actually, well, there's a bunch of pictures and stuff associated with the next few questions. But anyway, Alan G plays asks, excuse me, I'm very burpy today. Probably that root beer I drank.
Probably.
Alan G plays asks, how can you convince someone like me who's never played a Metal Gear game to play it? Ooh, that's a good question.
Um,
Don't.
I just realized this is actually the hardest thing to do with Metal Gear, which is introducing other people to play it because it's so weird. It is such a weird series.
Do you think
It's
5 is a good game to start with, even?
No, but it's also the easiest to play, which is why it's weird. Because
Yeah.
gameplay wise, it is easily the one I recommend first because of how good the game mechanics are. But it's also not the one I'd introduce you with because it's the least Metal Gear of the Metal Gear games. And even that, it has all the Kojima quirks, but it's still the least Metal Gear.
Hmm.
So this one's hard. This one's a really hard question to answer.
I don't know. I guess start from the very first game. That's how I did it. Or play 3.
Yeah, 3 is a good place to start, to be
3 is
honest.
probably the best place to start for a Metal Gear game.
Yeah, just because as the game overall, I think it's the strongest overall.
And
as a
also,
game.
you don't need any background information to play the game.
Yeah, that's true. 3 is pretty much its own start. Yeah, 3 is the starting point of everything, but I
Yeah.
mean, technically 1 is 2, but 3 can work as a standalone title.
Yeah. So I would say play 3. It's on Xbox 360's HD collection and also PS3's HD collection. And I actually think they have a PC port. I'm
No,
not.
I checked. They don't have one.
Oh really? Oh, I thought like Nvidia was working on one or something. I don't know.
If
But
they do, I will love it.
yeah. Anyway, that's my recommendation. But and Neil's, I guess. So yeah. And then Spirit has the last few questions, and they're associated with the pictures, but it's okay. We don't really need pictures. So question: Meryl's ass. Tap that.
I'm just gonna go with a solid yes. Except for the fact that she's already married, so it's gonna be really weird if I try.
I would say in Metal Gear Solid 1, I would, but not in 4 because I don't like her in 4.
4 is weird for me for her mostly because I have no idea how she and Johnny actually ended up together.
That's why I don't like her because she's
Like,
kind
how
of
does that?
uncharacteristically like
so weird of her to like make a rash. Like she made all her rash judgments in Metal Gear Solid One. Why is she still making stupid decisions like that for?
I don't really know. No, what's weird is that I don't even know where this relationship started. That's the problem.
That's the
For
thing.
some
It
reason,
didn't.
Johnny. For some reason, Johnny Akiba is this stupid badass in Metal Gear Solid 4. Like, it's amazing what he's able to do, and he still finds a way to screw it up. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. So
It's
Metal Gear Solid
weird.
One Meryl is the best one, and if you did not mash that button to save her, you are a monster.
Yeah, mash that button hard. Mash it. You're not mashing it. I'm not hearing you. You're not screaming. There we go.
I don't know.
I
if
mean, you
people caught
probably
that.
lost. That's not nearly hard enough
I
to do
know
it.
my finger really hurt. That was the worst part of that game, by the way. Like I could not physically do it for a while, and I actually had to like really just practice a little bit, and then like take a break, and then practice again. I was stuck on it for a while.
Yeah, I had to give it a few runs on that one. I was not anticipating it to be as hard as it was.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Do you think Kojima has an ass fetish? Asks Spirit.
Well, let's look at this analytically. In Metal Gear Solid 3, there are quite a few sequences. In Metal Gear Solid 1, there are quite a few sequences that show ass, interestingly enough.
In two, you
For
get to see
2,
Raiden's.
yes, exactly. You get to see Raiden's in Metal Gear Solid 2. In Metal Gear Solid 4, the ass is one of the most detailed aspects of every single character in the freaking game. In Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, in Peace Walker, they give you models of all the female characters in swimsuits so you can get a nice close-up look of their ass.
And then
Metal
five.
Gear Solid
Let's not
5,
talk about
quiet.
I know. So
Nah,
yes.
Nah, he doesn't have one.
I think he's just. I don't know.
No,
I think it's just a
I think he
joke.
totally does. I think he
Yeah.
totally does.
He
I think
just-
it's half. It's joke. It's a half joke, and it's also a half. Yeah, he's totally into it.
That's so funny.
I mean, you gotta understand that in Metal Gear Solid 4, Solid Snake's ass is the most detailed thing in the entire game.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
Mr. Kojima, should we write a better story? No, make his ass great. And then the last question: did you be honest? Did you laugh when Raiden was left naked and defenseless in Metal Gear Solid 2? Yeah, I did laugh,
Well,
but it
yeah,
was like an
because the
uncomfortable
way-
laugh.
I laughed because of how stupid it all portrays. This dude's doing all these cartwheels while it's happening. It's really funny to watch. It's like, this is supposed to be a serious game. Why is this in the sequence?
It was
Like,
really
if this
weird.
game was it was played more straight faced, yeah, it'd be really awkward to look at. But the way it happens is just so dumb to me.
It's powerful though. I like it though. It's really fun and interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all the questions we have for the podcast. So any like closing thoughts on Metal? I mean, I feel like we could talk about Metal Gear for like so long.
We really could at the rate we're going.
But I mean, any closing thoughts? Like, I mean, they're coming out with Metal Gear Survive. I mean, like, what do we expect for this game? Like, what do you think it's gonna be about? I mean, are they gonna make a Metal Gear Solid 6? Do you think? Like, what's gonna happen in Metal Gear now? Like, is it just kind of dead now, or are they gonna pass it? My thing is, I hope they pass it off to like a new like kind of like developer or someone who like legitimately wants to make a good Metal Gear game. And I'm like, I'd be okay with that. Maybe kind of like reboot the whole thing. Like, I wouldn't mind.
In all honesty, 5 left me with a sense of closure. It's like, to be honest, I don't care if they never put out another Metal Gear again. It's like, I think 5 was fine to end it off on. As for Survive, I'm sure it will play fine, but I have no interest in playing it myself.
Yeah, they have the resources, but will you
Oh,
even
they
buy
do.
Survive or?
No, I feel concluded with it overall. I'm more than happy to go back to the older games, but to be honest, I'm looking forward with whatever Kojima has to offer.
Yeah, I think the best thing to come out of Metal Gear Solid was Kojima.
Yeah, because he's of all the Japanese auteur game developers, he's easily my favorite. there's just something so wacky about the way his storytelling is, and it somehow works anyway.
I just respect him because he just tries different things, like, and it's
Yeah,
just like in a
he
in
really
a
does.
in a game industry where like people just like they find a formula that works. Like it's just nice to see someone who's just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do something crazy. Like I'm gonna try something different, you know?
Yeah, I really do respect that a lot about him.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of balls to do that, you know?
Hmm.
Because like it's a financial risk, you know? It really is.
Which I'm really happy that Sony took, because I want to see more stuff from this guy.
And not to give, I mean, I'll give Konami credit where it's due. I mean, like back then, like they just gave this like small project to like Kojima, and he made it a success, and they were like they let him keep making these games, and but I'm sad that like they didn't let him go to make his own things because I bet like with those resources, like he could have made that company even richer, you know, like but they were too like up their own asses about stuff, so you know
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
a shame. It's a shame that like I don't know. It's a complicated situation.
It's one of those. I'm sad that it couldn't work. On the other hand, I'm really excited about what the future holds because of what we've got now.
Yeah, this,
We have a dedicated publisher that is for the most part reasonable about these things. We have a very talented team with Hideo Kojima because let's face it, his team is pretty much the same team. And we've got some real talent going on in the game for characters. He's working with was it Guerrilla Games with a new game engine that looks phenomenal with the Decima engine. So yeah, it looks like there's some pieces coming into place, and hopefully it all works out.
is this going to be a AAA indie game?
It might be because there's on one hand because it's got all the aspects of a weird indie game in that it makes no it's not a standard AAA game. None of this looks anything like something that would be in like you'll never see a Call of Duty with oil babies. Let's put it that way. But at the same time, it's got resources. It looks amazing so far. If those trailers are in-game engine are the same graphics as the in-game engine, that's well, of course they're in-game engine graphics. If those graphics are the same as the gameplay, then that's really promising. Managed to get some pretty big stars with Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen and Guillermo del Toro. Interestingly enough, yeah, it really is a AAA indie game actually.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I'm glad like you're so optimistic about it. It makes me a little bit more optimistic.
Well, I'm optimistic about it because one, I'm excited for whatever new ideas he has, and two, I have nothing to go off of with it. None of it looks discouraging.
Hmm.
Like I have not seen anything that's like, oh, I don't want that. Like no, I'm just like, why? What is this? How is why?
I'm excited too. I am. I'm just being careful. I usually have to be careful with my own excitement because sometimes I get like super obsessive over it, and that
Yeah,
can spiral. But I try not to be like that because people on the internet, you know, we like to go crazy with stuff. But I try to be like very like even when like Persona 5 came out, I watched the very first trailer and I was like, that's all I want to see. And so like with this game, I watched two of the trailers because like I really was like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm just kind of like at this point where I'm like, all right, let's see what happens when it comes out, and then I'll buy the game, and yeah, let's see what happens.
yeah. In the event it's like something goes wrong, I've got nothing wrong with criticizing that because I think that's fair. But
Mm.
right now, I'm very much looking forward to it. Right now, I'm more than happy to pay some money for it. Maybe not pre-order because I don't support pre-ordering. Well, at least in the video game world, I don't. But yeah,
Yep. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I mean, Metal Gear Solid is a great series. I mean, I don't think like even like four that was kind of like storylines like a little bit weird and stuff. It was still like an okay game to play, right? Like it was probably
yeah,
like
it was a fun. I enjoyed playing four. It's just if anything, the biggest problem was how it was only half a game. The other half was a movie.
yeah.
It doesn't help that the movie half was tried to complete everything. Like every single thread is trying to be tied up together, and it makes for something really long and unnecessarily convoluted. Interesting for sure, also kind of a mess to work with.
But yeah, I'm happy that like all these like most Metal Gear Solid games, they're pretty good. You know, you don't have to look too far for like too many like flaws or anything. I mean, they have flaws. I'm not saying they're not perfect, but like most of them are pretty like well produced, is what I'm saying, and they're well
Yeah,
made.
they are all very competently built.
Yeah,
Like, they are very solid. I can't call them out for that part.
they're very solid. That's a good
No.
one. No, okay. Well,
I
end of the podcast forever.
guess so.
Well, I mean, hey, we spent an hour 30 minutes talking about Metal Gear Solid. I mean, we did what we set out to do.
Yeah, now we just need a guest.
One day.
Yeah, one of these days.
I thought like I think it's nice when it's just you and me. Like sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
I miss you, Neil.
Why don't you text me more? I'm old. Well, I mean, I'm working, but you can
Yeah,
text me.
Neil got a job. Everyone, he's working his way up in the world. Meanwhile, I'm here being a lazy ass
I'm not really working my way up in the world just to go to Japan.
to go to glorious heaven,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, outer heaven.
outer heaven. That's what Japan is.
Oh
Holy
no.
shit. We're
Oh
such,
no.
we're such weebs.
That's what it is.
Outer heaven no konnichiwa. Welcome.
Oh, we're giant fucking weaves, but I don't care.
We're losers, dude.
Fuck it.
I think that's a good note to end the podcast. Good note to end the podcast on. We're a bunch of you losers. Hey.
Yay.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in about 2-3 weeks with a new podcast. Seriously, I have 90 subscribers, and like I've been getting a lot of new subscribers recently. I've been getting a lot of like views on my videos. Surprisingly, I mean like a lot, relatively speaking. But anyway. I'm pretty happy about that. And the last few streams of Final Fantasy VII. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII, Neil. By the way, if you haven't caught on, but.
Oh, I noticed.
Okay, yeah, but that's been a lot of fun. But I'll be back to doing that. I'm sorry that I didn't do it Wednesday and Friday. I was sick. It's been a mess this week. But hopefully next week I can start going back on it. Anyway, any closing thoughts, Neil?
Well, at the end of the day, I will always love the Metal Gear series for all its faults.
For sure. I'm glad I played the games too. I really love them. They're really fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's a great note to end on. All right, everyone.
Seriously though, you should totally watch the third Death Stranding trailer. You will be even more confused than ever.
Maybe I'll watch it after this.
Yay!
All right, everyone. Take care and have a good night. Or good morning. I don't know. Whatever. Time relevancy. Yay!